People used to say my name like it was a joke they'd already heard too many times. In Hollow Creek, names didn't describe who you were, they decided who you'd never become. By the time I turned 19, nobody called me Lena anymore. I was just that girl, the heavy one, the orphan, the one people talked about when they wanted to feel better about their own lives. You know how it goes. Small town, small minds, loud opinions. Hollow Creek sat in the middle of nowhere. Red dirt roads, weather-beaten houses' porches that leaned like tired old men. Everyone knew everyone, or at least they thought they did. I was born there once into something warm. I barely remember it now, just flashes. My mom singing while cooking, my dad's laugh rolling through the yard at night. Then my mom died during childbirth. My baby brother followed a few days later. My dad tried to stay standing, but grief hollowed him out fast and pneumonia finished the job. By 7, I belonged to no one. My aunt took me in because the law said she had to, not because her heart did. The first thing she said when I arrived wasn't welcome. It was, "She better not eat us dry." That sentence stayed with me longer than anything else. From that day on, I learned what it meant to live somewhere but never belong. I slept on a thin mat near the kitchen, woke up to coughing smoke and sharper words. I worked before sunrise, water buckets biting into my palms, chores stacked so high they felt intentional. They laughed at my body like it was a crime scene. My uncle liked to make an audience out of it. "Who's gonna marry that?" he'd say, shaking his head, smiling into his drink. People laughed. I stopped looking at reflections after a while. Dreams felt dangerous. School was my escape until suddenly there was no money for me, only for my cousins. Funny how that works. Education was optional, but my labor never was. At night, I prayed quietly, not because I was sure God was listening, but because silence felt heavier without words. I stayed kind even when it didn't make sense. People hate that. Kindness in someone they've decided to break makes them uncomfortable. Then, one afternoon, everything cracked. A storm rolled in hard and fast. My aunt sent me to fetch water anyway. I hesitated. She smiled thin. "Rain won't kill you." On the way back, someone grabbed me, pulled me off the path. The rain drowned out my voice. When it was over, he vanished like the storm had swallowed him too. I walked home. Shaking, told them what happened and got slapped for my trouble. Accused, threatened, warned into silence. That's when I learned how fast people protect their peace by destroying yours. Weeks later, my body betrayed me. Morning sickness, missed cycles, panic tightening like wire around my ribs. When they found out I was pregnant, the yelling stopped. Silence replaced it. Cold, calculating silence. I overheard them one night. "There's that crazy man by the highway. His family might take her. That's how they decided my future, like tossing out spoiled food." The next morning, they handed me a bag and walked me out. No goodbye, no shame, just relief. The house by the highway leaned like it had given up on standing straight. That's where I met Caleb, the man everyone called crazy. He didn't look violent, he looked tired. When they told him I was his wife pregnant with someone else's child, he blinked slowly and said, "Okay," just like that. The first night passed in silence. No shouting, no touching. I asked if I should cook. He said, "You can sit. You look worn out." No one had ever said that to me. I ate without being mocked, slept without bracing for impact. My body didn't trust it yet, but something inside me loosened. Days passed. Caleb kept his distance, asked before helping. When my back hurt, he supported me carefully, hands shaking like he was scared of hurting me. When nightmares woke me, he sat nearby and said, "You're safe here." At first, I thought he was lying. Then the days kept proving him right. He wasn't always clear. Some days his thoughts tangled. Some days he stared at nothing too long. But he was gentle. When I told him my story, he listened like it mattered. When I said no one had ever protected me, he promised quietly that as long as I was there, no one would hurt me again. And for the first time in my life, I believed someone. Love didn't crash into us. It crept in. Warm, steady, healing things medicine never touched. He laughed when he burned dinner. I laughed with him. Yeah, that happened. Me. Laughing. Then, one morning, a black car rolled down the highway like it didn't belong to this world. A man stepped out, stared at Caleb, and whispered, "My son." Caleb collapsed. Memories slammed into him like broken glass. Needles, hospitals, betrayal. The truth spilled fast. He wasn't crazy, he'd been drugged, hidden, erased so someone else could take what was his. His father wanted to take him immediately. I said no, not without his consent. This place saved him. I saved him. The man looked at me like he'd just realized what he'd almost lost. Healing wasn't instant. Doctors came. Memories returned unevenly. Some days, Caleb was angry. Some days he broke all over again. I stayed. When he said he was afraid of losing us, I placed his hand on my belly and told him he wouldn't walk the next part alone either. We moved to the city eventually. I felt out of place. Too simple. Too obvious. People smiled politely and judged quietly. Caleb introduced me every time. "This is my wife, Mara." He took back his life without begging. Corruption fell quietly. Power shifted hands. I gave birth not long after. Long labor. Pain like fire. Caleb never left my side. When our baby cried, he whispered, "My family." In that moment, he understood something money never taught him. Power without love is empty. We went back to Hollow Creek once, not for revenge, for truth. The town froze when the car stopped. My aunt couldn't speak. My uncle shrank. I told them exactly what they did. Told them they tried to bury me, but they planted me. I forgave them. Forgiveness doesn't mean access. It means freedom. I told every girl watching that their worth is not decided by who mistreats them. That kindness is not weakness. Then I left. For good. Life didn't become perfect, but it became purposeful. I built something for girls like me. The ones nobody protects. When one asked me if the pain ever stops, I told her yes. When you learn it was never your fault. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if they'd been kind to me. Then I realize I might never have become this. I might never have found him. This isn't a fairy tale. It's better. It's real, and it proves something people hate admitting. Sometimes the ones the world underestimates become the ones who change it. So let me ask you something. When someone is judged discarded or written off, is it justice or just fear? Wearing confidence. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Tell me what you've seen. Tell me where you stand. Let's talk about it.